But we begin as millions of Americans are experiencing what is called long COVID. Until now, most studies have focused on long COVID and severe cases of COVID-19. But earlier this month, researchers at the University of Arizona released a study on long COVID in people diagnosed with mild cases. News 4 Tucson's Shelley Jackson joins us now with more on the study from the U of A. Shelley.
Well, Sean, for the purpose of the study, long COVID is defined as having symptoms persistent for 30 days after a positive COVID test. And for some people, this has been a persistent nightmare.
It has evolved and morphed into a debilitating chronic illness to the point where I'm now on disability. As of this week, I'm officially unemployed.
Avid runner and businessman Ty Goodwin came down with COVID-19 in January 2020. The technology salesman had been traveling through Europe, South Africa, and Seattle. He thought he just had the flu.
And that ultimately led to over 100 doctor appointments. I've had every test imaginable.
Goodwin is one of millions of Americans grappling with the debilitating effects of long COVID.
Some of those symptoms included things like fatigue, shortness of breath, brain fog, stress anxiety.
Researchers at the University of Arizona looked at people who had mild infections, meaning they weren't hospitalized, and found up to 70% of individuals still had symptoms 30 days after their positive COVID test. Women were more likely than men to develop long COVID.
We also found individuals who had a lower, highest completed education and who had prior pre-existing conditions were more likely to report past or continuing symptoms.
Goodwin was a healthy 59-year-old before COVID hit. He now suffers from a long list of symptoms, including neuropathy, shortness of breath, chronic fatigue syndrome, and clinical depression.
You know, with most other medical conditions, there's a diagnosis and either a cure or an end. And this seems endless.
Departments of Justice and Health and Human Services have issued guidance saying that long COVID can be classified as a disability under the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act. At the U of A, Shelley Jackson, News 4 Tucson.